How's it going, guys? Took a little time tonight. I'm installing my Steeda torque box braces and my Steeda jacking rails, and so I've got both jacking rails in, and as you can see, I got both torque box braces in. However, what they don't tell you is that on this may be the case on some 10 to 12 Mustangs, I'm not sure, but this was the case on mine, and I've seen it on another buddy's 2013 Mustang. So on some of the, don't pay attention to all the paint underneath my car. I need to scrape all of it off. But on some of the 2013 to 2014 Mustangs, what Steeda doesn't tell you on their website is that it's my understanding that the 05 to 09 Mustangs have provisions. Let me see if I can show you. They have provisions for the inner frame rail here. They have a threaded bolt from the factory, whereas you can see with mine, I had to put a thread insert in there. But my car and another buddy's car, neither one of us had a threaded boss there from the factory. So if you were like me and you end up buying these torque braces and you don't realize that you don't have a factory threaded insert there, you're kind of having to figure out how you're going to be able to install it correctly. Before I even bought them, I thought I had checked all the holes and made sure I had all the holes, but I guess I was wrong. But so what I ended up doing, and this, of course, this is in case anybody happens to run into this issue. What I did is, like I said, I went and got a. Now, of course, you can do it however you want, but what I did is I had to put another riv nut over here because I ended up breaking the one of the bolts off here, and I had to drill that out and put a riv nut behind this bolt here. But anyway, what I did was, to be able to use all the hardware that Steeda provided, I just went ahead and I drilled these factory holes a little bigger, and then that's why you can see the black paint here. But I drilled these holes a little bigger. This is a M10 by 1.5 rivet nut, and I did that on both sides. Now, what you could do instead is the original sized hole that's here, it fits an M8 riv nut. So if you're okay with doing that, and if that's your preference, then that'd be perfectly fine. The only reason why I drilled my holes a little bigger and put an M10 in there just because I wanted a stronger bolt in there, since these are braces for the frame rails. I just felt a little more comfortable with it being that way. I mean, you could probably totally get by with that M8 rivet nut, but just to be on the safe side, I drilled it out and put a bigger rivet nut in there. But yep, so if you end up deciding to do kind of the same idea like what I've done, let me see if I can give you a better idea here. So as far as I'm aware, so I'll show you where these braces attach. All right, so you got your lower control arm here, and then right in front of that, originally there will be a let me see if I can show you. Probably not. Let's see. From the factory, there will, okay, you can kind of see it there. There will be, your parking brake cable will be bolted here. You end up reusing that bolt whenever you take it off, because obviously it has to come off for this brace to sit up into place. So you'll end up using that. But so this brace attaches there. There's a factory threaded boss right there. And then you got your two factory threaded bosses right here next to the pinch weld on the passenger side, and it's this exact, everything is mirrored on the driver's side. It's the exact same. But yeah, so that one there, these two here, and then I'm trying to think, and then you have, yeah, this if you have an 05 to 09, you should already have a factory bolt here. And let me show you. So if you have a 13 to 14 Mustang, you'll have one of these. Honestly, I don't know what this does or what it's for, but it's literally just a piece of plastic that's held in on either end and no bolt attaching it in the middle. However, on the 05 to 09 Mustangs, this is actually metal, and it has the exact same, let's see where they're at. These exact same mounting studs on either side, but obviously they also, you know, on those cars they have the factory threaded boss, so you don't have to do any riv nut or anything like that. You don't have to do any type of modification or whatever to make this work. But yeah, so obviously there's one on each side, one for the passenger, one for the driver's side. You'll take these out to be able to put those braces in. And then really, I mean, the only hassle you have with installing these braces is, like I said, at least if you're a 13, 14. Now, of course, some of those cars could have had a factory insert, and some of them might not have. I'm not exactly sure what the reason behind that is or whatnot, but this is the scenario that I ran into with my car. So if you have a 13 to 14 without a threaded boss, that's here on the inner frame rail. So you see here's the pinch weld. Your inner frame rail is right here. It should be like pretty much right next to where your upper exhaust mid pipe runs, but follow it back, and odds are you won't have a factory threaded hole here. You'll have to get either, like I said, an M8 riv nut, or you can drill the hole bigger, put an M10 by 1.25, or sorry, M10 by 1.5. That will fit the hardware included in the, you know, with the braces and the jacking rails. And again, like I said, I just did that for peace of mind, and just because I was able to use I wanted to be able to use all the hardware that Steeda provided, because it's all the same. I don't have to worry about flip-flopping socket sizes and stuff in case I ever have to take these out. And I mean, like, it's just, you know, it's a bigger rivet nut and it's stronger, you know. But you can, like I said, you can definitely put a M8 rivet nut in there. Let me see. Let me show you all the part numbers and stuff that I bought, so y'all know what to get. I'll put them down in the description also. But let's see. Okay, so if I'm correct, so these, you get these from Advance Auto. I looked everywhere. I tried every different auto parts place I could think of, even specialty hardware places. I couldn't really find any like rivet nuts. I don't know why that was such a hard find, but I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I got these from Advance Auto. And so this is the part number. They're all Dorman, you know, rivet nuts and stuff, good quality stuff. They are made of steel, so, but they are zinc plated, I think. So I don't know if these are gonna rust. They might get a little surface rust. Hopefully it won't be too bad. You can buy, I know they make aluminum rivets, and if you do that, then it definitely won't rust. Might get some corrosion on them, but yeah, so got these from Advance Auto. That's the part number for the M8 ones. If I remember correctly, I took one of these M8 ones out and test fitted it in that hole that doesn't have the factory insert. And I want to say it fit perfectly. So now don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, because it's been a couple weeks. I've had time to drive the other car while this one's been in here, and I've just been kind of working on it on and off. But yep, so M8 rivet nuts, that's the part number, Dorman part number from Advance Auto. Might be a little difficult to find just because this is, I don't know. This is like, I had to go to like 2 or 3 different Advance Autos before I found this size. And then, where was the other one at? Let's see. I don't know where the, okay, here we go. Forgive me, guys. I'm not a photographer, nor am I good at taking YouTube videos, so bear with me here. This is just shooting this on my iPhone. But so yeah, so that's the M8 rivet nuts that will fit the factory size hole. And then if you want to open it up to fit a bigger rivet nut like I did, these are the rivet nuts that I used, M10 by 1.5. That's the part number. And then to install these rivet nuts, you're going to need, now honestly, I've seen people where they just make their own. I just did this. I just bought these just because it's better peace of mind, and I know it'll work. Let's see here. But yeah, so we got the M8 rivet nuts, M10 rivet nuts. This is the M8 rivet nut tool. So basically how this works is, let's see, I'll take it out. I guess I haven't opened this one yet. All right. And also when you buy these tools, they give you a rivet nut for free. So I guess that's kind of nice. But yeah, so basically the way this works is you got a threaded bolt, which is equivalent to whatever size you're using. So this is the M8 rivet nut tool. I don't know what I know it's an M8. I just don't know what the particular thread is. Not sure on that. I just know it's an M8 rivet nut tool. Let's see. The one thing that's good is it kind of tells you what size hole that these will fit on the back of each, you know, if you have different sizes or whatever. But yeah, so M8 rivet nut. This is just a normal threaded bolt, and then you have a I don't know what you call this. I guess you call this like a coupling nut or something. But basically, so let me take this off. So basically, this just free spins. This isn't threaded or nothing. This just spins. And basically, what happens is you'll want to tighten this rivet nut all the way up to that coupling nut. Make sure you get it tight, and then you'll get your hole. And of course, you don't want the hole to be too big. Like, you want to be able to put this in there. And I mean, if you have a little bit of wiggle room, that's fine. But you don't want a hole too big for this, because I mean, this rivet nuts, they crush only so much. You know what I'm saying? So, but you'll put this in the hole, and then I don't know what the size is, the head size on this or the wrench size on that, but you'll get a wrench, put it on your coupling nut. And then what I did is I just took a ratchet and socket and put that on the head of the bolt. And you'll want to make sure that whatever, when you're putting this in the hole on the body of the car, you try to keep this as flat against the body of the car as you can. Because if you try to tighten it and put that rivet nut and tighten it up with it sideways, it's not going to hold up. Once you get it to, torque down that bolt in there, it'll probably just start spinning on you. So yeah, make sure you have that flat against the body when you install it. Wrench on your coupling nut, ratchet and socket on the head of your bolt, and you just tighten it like you would a normal bolt. And what'll happen is this little serrated, I can get my camera to focus. This little serrated part here, basically when that gets tight, it works just like a normal rivet. So the more you tighten this, the more this will start to crush up towards the head of the rivet nut. So that way, whenever you get it fully tightened, it won't move. It'll be stationary. And you should be able to torque it. I already did the other side of my Mustang, and like I said, I put one of those rivet nuts in there. And I torqued it down to 30 foot-pounds. I got the torque specs from this guy on a YouTube video. I'm not really sure where he got that torque spec from, but Steeda doesn't include any torque specs or anything with their Steeda torque box braces. I thought that was kind of weird, but just to be safe about it, I followed that guy's torque spec. But yeah, his video is out there. I might be able to tag his video down below if that would help you all. But yeah, you'll get your rivet nut installed, and then you'll feel it bottom out. It'll feel like a bolt, when you're tightening a bolt, and it gets really, it just stops turning. Like it gets really hard to turn. Once it gets to that point, you just want to back your rivet nut tool out, and then your rivet nut's installed, and then you're good to go. But let's go back over to the car. Let's see. But yeah, so I installed 2 of these rivet nuts, M10 by 1.5 on either side. Now, of course, I have no firsthand experience with how these are going to hold up yet. I mean, you know, I would imagine they would do okay, but I won't know for sure until I start thrashing this thing in the corners and see if these things hold up or not. But yep, so like I said, if you have a 13 to 14, you should have these 2 threaded bosses here, just in front of the rear lower control arm mount. And then you'll have that one there. And then you'll have, obviously, like that one, like I said, that where your parking brake cable goes. You reuse that bolt. All the other bolts are provided by Steeda. But yeah, so I just figured I'd share this little bit of information with y'all in case anybody else runs into this issue. It didn't have anything recommended, or it didn't have anything saying anything about it on their website. Also, something else to keep in mind is that on the 05 to 09 Mustangs, they use the same gas tank, but I think on the 10 to 14s, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but they use this outer, I don't know what you call this. It's like an extra shield, I guess, for the gas tank or whatever. But the later model S197 Mustangs have this, and when you get these braces, the only way to clear this shield is if you trim it. So as you can see, I've got it outlined here. I already had to do that same thing on the other side. So if you buy these braces, just know that if you have a 13-14, you're gonna have to trim this, unless of course you just want to take the whole thing out, which I highly don't recommend. I'd rather just trim it, you know what I'm saying? It's easier. But yeah, so trim that, and then more likely than not, you're gonna have to put some type of threaded boss here for this for that mount there to bolt up to. Now, I guess of course, if you wanted to, you could always you know, install one of these and then have it welded into place just for extra insurance if you want. But yeah, that's up to you. But yep, so just figured I'd make this quick little video letting you guys know anytime I come across anything that I could help somebody else with, I don't mind doing it at all. Just figured I'd take a few minutes to do this and help y'all out. Let me know if y'all have any questions. I'll talk to y'all later.